New hope for an end to the fighting in Khartoum? Envoys from both the Sudanese army and the rapid support forces arrived in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on Saturday for their first talks after 3 weeks of fierce fighting that has killed hundreds and displaced thousands.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States urge both parties to take into consideration the interests of the Sudanese nation and its people and actively engage in the talks towards a ceasefire and end to the conflict, which will spare the Sudanese people the suffering and assure the availability of humanitarian aid to the affected areas.
This is not the first attempt to broker a ceasefire. The conflict that erupted on April 15th between two rival generals struck the capital Khartoum, a city with 7 million inhabitants. Foreign governments have rushed to evacuate their diplomats and thousands of foreign nationals out of Sudan. A series of fragile ceasefires have failed to stop the fighting that already led to the killing of more than 550 people and injured more than 5,000. Meanwhile, the United Nations again calling for an end to the fighting.
Fighting must stop immediately before this conflict turns into a civil war that could destroy the country and disrupt the region for years to come. All parties must defuse tensions, come to the negotiating table and agree to a stable and lasting ceasefire, and each must put the interests of the Sudanese people first. The return to peace and a civilian regime are essential, and their objectives are at the heart of our exchanges with the parties to the conflict.
Reports say that there are still airstrikes and gun battles in Khartoum on Saturday and during the night to Sunday. Tens of thousands of Sudanese have fled the fighting and are now displaced elsewhere in the country. An end to the conflict still seems far away.